So the Golden State Warriors last 15 games, 11-4 record. They're starting to figure it out. The energy within the building just seems a lot better than where it was during the whole Kuminga saga, forcing him into the rotation when clearly he didn't want to be there and Steve Kerr hated him. A situation that has been managed poorly from all aspects, player to coach to front office. I digress. Back to the hot streak. You know what it feels like? Flashback to post-trade deadline last season. Jimmy Butler makes his debut, and to end the season, they were one of the best teams in the NBA. Over this winning stretch, they're getting a very motivated Jimmy Butler, and I've been pretty surprised with Jimmy this regular season because you guys know he likes to take a back seat, but this is definitely one of his more impactful regular seasons. He's been healthy as well, and that's the thing that kind of makes me believe in this team. The star power is still there. Steph is still Steph, and Jimmy's still Jimmy. Obviously, they're not peak prime like they once were, but still very good. In the last 15 games, Curry has appeared in 14 of them, and they have a plus 8.6 net rating with him on the court. And even without him, they have a positive net rating, plus 4.7. Why is that? Because they've found a group, aka Jimmy Butler leading the squad, while Curry's resting on the bench. Obviously, the two leading scorers on the team, Steph Curry, 26 points per game, Jimmy Butler, 20 points per game during this stretch. The next one up is DeAnthony Melton. Early in the season, he was a shell of himself because he's coming back from a major injury. The first 27 games of the season for him, he was shooting 32% from three, 16% from the three-point line. Last 13 games, he's still only playing 21 minutes a night because, like I said, recovering from an injury, but off the bench, he's been so key, being that co-star next to Jimmy for a lot of the minutes without Steph. Averaging 12.3 points per game, shooting 45% from the field and 35% from three. This is crazy. So he's played in 13 out of the last 15 games, and with him on the floor in 281 minutes plus 24.9 net rating. Most frequent lineup that he's been in does not include Steph Curry. It includes Jimmy Butler, Al Horford, Pods, and Will Richard. And that's another big difference lately. They just seem more athletic out there because they're playing Will Richard every single night. DeAnthony Melton, of course. Guy Santos hustling 24/7. There's definitely more speed out there than there consistently was next to the big three of Jimmy, Steph, and Draymond. Last thing I want to mention on DeAnthony Melton, he kind of just reminds me of a guard version of Draymond Green. He's listed at 6'3", but in all reality, he plays like a small forward, and it seems like he's 6'6" out there because he's constantly in passing lanes. Defensively, he knows where to be, knows how to rotate. They can play nifty coverages if they want to. Because you just got high IQ defenders out there. I mean, the core four of Draymond, Jimmy, Steph, and DeAnthony Melton, they're just going to be on a string defensively. The rotations are going to be pure. But just like prime Draymond, DeAnthony Melton offensively has the ability to swing a game off catch and shoot threes, but also some on-ball ability, and he can pretty much score from anywhere on the court. But don't get it twisted. There's probably going to be dry spells from DeAnthony Melton where he just can't hit his shot. But one thing's always constant with Melton. He's going to try very hard, and he's going to be effective defensively. By the way, for his size, a great rebounder as well. And as we know, Steve Kerr really enjoys small ball. And Melton is a small player, but he plays much larger, so it works to their advantage. Also, three players that are just simply playing a lot better than they were. Number one, Brandon Podziemski. He's scoring in double figures every single game, 11.5 points, shooting 50% from the field and 40% from three. Draymond Green also shooting 50% from the field and 36% from three while attempting 4 threes per game. Al Horford doesn't look nearly as washed. In the first 11 games that he played, negative 8.3 net rating with him on the floor. He's played in 13 out of the last 15 games, and they have a +5 net rating with him on the court, and he's, contributing to that Jimmy Butler ran lineup without Steph Curry. Also shooting 42% from 3 on 4 attempts per game. Shooting-wise, he started out the year very, very cold, 29%. Once again, in the past couple weeks, he looks like a great connected piece to have off the bench during a playoff run. And you could just tell they're focused on a different level, and also everyone's bought into their role. If Steph Curry's on the court, okay, we're doing the traditional motion Steph Curry offense. Everything runs through him, and we get shots off of his gravity. Okay, now it's Jimmy Butler's lineup. Let's get him the mismatch that he wants because that's how he gets his. There's no battle for whose team it is. They're playing as a team, and they know their set roles, and also they're making quick decisions. That's when the Warriors are at their best. The ball's not sticking. They're moving and grooving around. And that's been the case the last 15 games. They're playing Steve Kerr Warriors basketball. And man, oh man, can we give props to Warriors rookie Will Richard? Whenever he's on the court, they usually win his minutes because he's doing the little things, hustling nonstop, always in the right spot, making quick decisions when he catches, whether it's shoot, pass, or drive. Simple. And as a result, in his 722 minutes this season, the Warriors have won his minutes. They have a positive net rating. Another guy who makes the most out of his minutes, Guy Santos. He only plays 15 minutes a night, but you feel him when he's in there, whether it's grabbing a loose ball, an offensive rebound, making a jumper from 3. D'Anthony Melton obviously has the highest net rating throughout this stretch, but guess who's second place? Guy Santos! And my goodness, an old team like the Warriors, they desperately need those two types of players, Will Richard and Guy Santos, who are just going to come in and run as fast as they humanly possibly can. They are not worried about getting shots up. They are worried about creating chaos. And my worry coming into the season was not the NBA playoffs with the Warriors, obviously health-wise, but if you get a healthy Draymond, Steph, and Jimmy, they have a shot against anyone. My big worry with this team is how do they get to the playoffs? Because they're not going to be as motivated because of their age on back-to-backs, or 3 games in 5 nights. Or just a random Tuesday against a tanking team. So they need that youth, they need a Melton, they need a Richard, they need a Santos. Just to get them through the dog days of the NBA season. And now you look, I thought they were just like set in stone, a play-in team. But my goodness, if they make the correct Jonathan Kuminga trade and whoever they get fits in seamlessly, realistically, they have a chance to get out of that play-in. And you look above them, when fully healthy, I'm picking them against the Suns. I'm picking them against the Lakers. Surely picking them against the Rockets. T-Wolves, I think they're even fully healthy. Spurs are just too young, in my opinion. Now, healthy Denver and healthy OKC, I think, is above them. But truly, the Steph factor gives them a chance against anyone. And the Western Conference made a mistake. They had a chance to end the Warriors and stomp on them and really put them in a hole that they couldn't, get out of. But it's like you think about it, and the Warriors season has not gone, smoothly, yet they're 24-19 and 3 games out of the 4th seed. And compared to the beginning of the year, the best team in the conference, the Thunder, don't look as dominant. Right now, there's just a lot more hope with the Warriors than there was a month and a half ago. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know your thoughts below.